All right, what's up? What's up? What's up to all the people out there, the toys we love? How you doing, collectors, fellow collectors, fellow collectors? All right, got some cool stuff today. Big box came from Canada. You know, everybody wants to be on the up and up, the collection, see how great everything is, but sometimes things don't always go as planned. For example, this was coming from Canada through DHL, which is usually a pretty reputable shipping company. Not too many problems. But they told me it was coming yesterday, and then they delayed it, and they delayed it. And they have a tracker you can see on your phone to see where the truck is. I know this is about 20 minutes away in the town next door. Yeah, it was about 8:20 at night. It says it'll be there tonight. Don't worry. All right, whatever. It didn't matter whether it got here tonight or not, but or last night. But about 10:45, I checked my tracker, and it says, "Oh, attempted to deliver, but nobody was home. No response." I said, "Well, that's weird because I have about an acre-long driveway and I have cameras all the way up. If there's any motion, a cat runs in front. It tells me a cat runs in front, the door, everything." So no truck came up here. And I was actually sitting watching TV, which is, you could see right out the front door. And it's so dark here at night that if you come out with a car, the lights, that's all you see. So I didn't care the package didn't give me. I was just annoyed that the person, kind of lied about it. And I don't like that shit. Like, listen, just say, "Hey, I can't make it. I'm busy. Hey, it's getting late. I'm getting off shift. I'll bring it to whatever." I don't care. They do it all the time. But why lie and say that? So I called this morning, and I don't usually like doing that shit. Maybe the guy had something going on. But you know what? Enough's enough. We live in a world where people get excused for doing dumb things all the time. And I'm kind of tired of it. So I said, the hell with it. So I called DHL and I said, "Look, I don't care it didn't come." I said, "He lied. I don't like that because it's all on principle." And that goes for a lot of other, say, companies in our toy collecting, not a lot of other companies, one other company in particular in our toy collecting communities that do dumb shit like that. But you got a whole bevy of imbeciles that follow them and defend them to the end of the world because they're imbeciles. But anyway, let's see what we got here today, because if you're a fan of G.I. Joe back in the 70s, or any 12-inch action figure, or any action figure from the 70s, you may at some point have heard of a knockoff, if you will, called Mr. Action, put out by LJN. And Mr. Action was LJN's answer to jump in on the G.I. Joe bandwagon. And as my good friend David Eon has always said over at Open by Chance Vintage Toys, is that those were the ones when your grandmother was going to the store, probably on the way to your house or for Christmas, and she stops in the store. She goes, "Oh, look, there's some G.I. Joes at the register." And there were just some knockoff stuff. So the kid would get like, "Oh, these aren't so great." But they did do a lot of cool stuff growing older. I didn't have any of these when I was younger, but I think they definitely are cooler going older. And I do have this set. Matter of fact, I have about 9 of these towers, some in boxes, most of them loose. Most of them pretty close to complete, some damage here or there. But what I like about it is it came with a box, and the boxes are extremely hard to find. Now, the boxes came in 2 types. They came in the one I'm going to show you. It's kind of this cartoonish kind of drawing, if you will. And then there was another one that was pretty much painted like an old Gold Key comic or something like that, it was nice. I have that downstairs too. That's the harder, I think, of the 2 to find. See, there's my camera going off because a cat's walking in the pathway. So nothing gets by here without the cameras going off. That's because I have an autistic kid and I don't want anything ever happening to her. And I like to just, be careful and pay attention to her. But in any case, what was I going to say? Sorry, I'm actually looking for something. Okay, looking for some. Oh, look who's here. It's Mr. 5150 Toys Out. Ladies and gentlemen, if I may talk about this gentleman at 5150_toys with a Z, this gentleman is a wanted felon. So if you find out where he lives, please tell the FBI. Just kidding. That's Sanchez. It's our good friend Sanchez. It's our good friend Sanchez. Sanchez is always there for us. How you doing, Sanchez? Wow, this pops up and it's Lou. Yes. Just show what you got, you Momo. Very nice. Hoarding is a very real problem. Yes, it is. But sometimes things are so hard to find and they're so uncommon or rare that you see more than one. You're like, all right, really cool. I'm one of those people. So let's jump to it. But anyway, so Mr. Action was a G.I. Joe knockoff, not well articulated. They did have several flavors of him, if you will. One of them, he had a beard. Another one, he didn't. And then that head was used in many, many, many other toys around the world. For example, the Quell Superman set, which is not Superman like you think. It's basically it's Action Man. That's from Germany or France. I think it was Belgium. In any case, he went all over the place. As a matter of fact, there's a really cool, and Sanchez knows this, there's a cool 10-inch Le Robot aux Quatre Visages, or Robot Man of Four Faces, that was over in Europe. It's a Maskatron knockoff on a really crappy body, actually better articulated in the LJN Mr. Action. But one of the faces is actually a Mr. Action face, believe it or not, with the beard. So this is wrapped in plastic right now. The box does have some damage to it over here. They are very, very hard to find in boxes. They're very hard to find to begin with, but in boxes, yes. And there's quite a number of pieces with them. As you take a look, if it looks familiar, if you're a G.I. Joe collector from the 60s, it looks very much like the similar to the G.I. Joe, not really actually, the G.I. Joe training tower. You've got this guy kind of zip lining down over here. You got the tower. What's a little different about what they did was they made this tower collapsible, and then it came with a steering wheel, if you will, with wheels, so you could drive it to the next place and put the tower up. But it does have some really cool stuff. It does have a tendency to kind of break a bit. The artwork's pretty cool. I mean, what's weird is you can't see any of their faces. Like this one's blacked out over here, and this one's so covered. I'm like, what? Well, let's take a look inside. Like I said, I do enjoy these because they're hard to find. They are knockoffs. They are not G.I. Joe. Could you use them with G.I. Joe? Yeah, sure. They're just a crappier quality, if you will. I'll put this back in the plastic when I'm done. So let's go a little bit easy with it if we can. Or maybe not. Maybe it doesn't want to go easy. Oh, I see what you did. Okay. So let's see what we have. They did a nice job packing. It did come all the way from Canada, and it came undamaged. That was actually funny because I said to the lady, I said, "No, you're going to lodge this complaint on the DHL driver. He's going to get pissed and he's going to throw the package." That's what they like to do around here. They like to get even with you. So I said, I have it on camera. If he throws the package, any of that, I said, we're going to have a bigger problem. So please make sure he treats it with care, because they'll literally stand, I don't know, was it 30 feet, 25, 30 feet, and they'll just wing it like out of the truck. Not all of them, but some of them. Seen FedEx do it. UPS has done it. My mailman does not. He's fantastic. And actually, one's DHL. All right, so there's a little bit of a better look at it. You can see it's got Mr. Action, which is LJN's 12-inch figure. I didn't bring one here. I have plenty of other videos that show you Mr. Action, other vehicles that it came with, even a set that had this and a bunch of other pieces in, and also the other box. So you can go search that out on this YouTube channel if you like, if you're interested. If not, no big deal. Let's see what's in here. I'm pretty sure it's mostly complete. A couple of small broken pieces, if I remember correctly. So here it is. It's in this very bright plastic orange, and this orange is very much like an old styrene model, like the old Aurora models, if you will. This gray stuff is a little bit more flexible. So if you have to do a repair, this stuff works great with a plastic weld product. This stuff, not so much. But the idea is you're going to put this together. You're going to build this platform, which is he can drive it. And then you're going to have this tower. There's a place here in the middle they can stand, and then you have the tower up top, and they can zip line. So the thing that's usually the hardest to find for getting all of this is this. This is the zip line mechanism. Now, this is made so you could zip line down the string. That doesn't seem to be in here, but it's just a piece of string. So we can put a new one on. It's a little dirty. It's definitely play with, but Mr. Action cannot hold this. Like literally, a G.I. Joe can hold the one from the training tower, but Mr. Action cannot hold this. It also comes with these, which are just to knock off carbide rifles. You'll also find the gun rack that they're supposed to go in. They would just sit in here. That's it. What else do we have over here? This is one of the handles. I hope they're both here because it was in the picture. Yeah, I see it. So this is one of the handles. And what it actually does is it goes to this steering mechanism, if you will. This is the control panel. And, just to say something, these stickers with the control panels are the same on all vehicles. It's the same sticker. Sometimes the color's a little different. The idea is you would take this, put it into the side, and then you would have handles. And there's another one I could see. It's right here. Now, these handles usually are broken off. They are fixable to a degree. They're usually broken off, but this one has both. I've actually been so fortunate that I had a set that was missing a handle. Just by some freak coincidence, I bought a parts lot of G.I. Joe stuff, and there happened to be a handle in there, which is pretty neat. These are the tower base pieces that will literally go into help build the tower there, if you will. This is the bottom part, and this is that styrene plastic I was telling you about. And then what would happen is this would go on here. There's little clips right there to put the steering mechanism into. I don't want to kind of push it in there right now because it is old. I don't want the brake, but here it is, and you can drive the tower. You bring the tower down, you lay it across, and you drive it to the next place. And what makes this one a little bit interesting, this is actually nice, more tower pieces. Okay, so this is interesting. So this actually has 3 of these brown wooden ladders. They're flexible. Again, like the G.I. Joe training tower, these ladders, and these all actually can clip into each other. I always thought it came with 2. So all of mine have 2, except for the box one, which I never opened. Apparently they came possibly with 3. So that means I'll be looking for more ladders. These ladders, they're not exclusive to this LJN Mr. Action set. Actually, Empire Toys, the helicopters that they had, the Hulk copter, the Chips copter, the police copter, the rescue copter, the Air Force copter, the Spider-Man copter, all these copters had these same ladders. They were just in white. They're literally the same mold. Quite interesting. Here's the pieces that go to the top. You have this top piece. This would go down in the middle, if you will. Then you have this part, which actually sits in here, and this is where you attach the string on the very top. Oh, actually, you can still see left part of the string in there. That got lost over time, broken, and off it went. And then these are the cross connects that go between the pieces to help keep it together. Now, what is it missing? Oh, it's missing. I think it's missing the target. No, it is not missing the targets. Is it? Nope. All right, here's your assembly guide. The instructions are here, which are virtually impossible to find. These were such knockoff toys. Like I said, I think most kids, if they got them, probably opened it and said, yeah, it's not really G.I. Joe. We'll just kind of dump it away wherever it goes to. But these are the targets. Now, in the G.I. Joe world, you had those plastic targets with I think they were paper. Were they paper Sanchez or cardboard inserts? These are just essentially just paper targets, if you will. And this is how these came. To find these in this condition is absolutely stunning to me. It really, it's absolutely stunning. You just don't find this stuff anymore, or even with the instructions, just insane. Now, one thing to point out, if you haven't noticed, it's probably hard to see, but if you take a look here, back in the background, they have this little red ATV vehicle, which is kind of it's a knockoff of the G.I. Joe, either the Search for the Mummy vehicle or any one number of vehicles that use that amphibious vehicle or ATV vehicle. And they made their own for Mr. Action. It's much smaller. It's more scaled towards Amigo than it is Mr. Action. He looks like an adult sitting in a kid's car, but I have a bunch of those downstairs. Also, if you take a look, they have the helicopter or the gyrocopter up here. I have a bunch of those downstairs, even one still in the original set unopened, which is pretty cool. So, the box is pretty shitty. Mr. Action's right there. Oops, there he is. He's like G.I. Joe knockoff, if you will. I'm sure these were sold in stores. This one happened to come from Canada. Oh, here you go. This is what I love about old toys. They always have instructions or something with an added play value to influence parents, I believe, to buy this. So added play value. Mobile training base can be mounted on base for easy transportation to your next training center site. Entire unit is in unassembled form, fits neatly on base as illustrated here. So here you see him transporting it when you take it apart, and Mr. Action can drive him to the next place. Mobile transport base and accessories are suitably scaled for use with G.I. Joe, Mr. Action, and other 12-inch action figures. Action figures not included. LJN Toys, 200 Fifth Avenue, New York, New York, 10010. So that's pretty cool. So this is a nice set. I'm not going to go down and get the other set. I know Sanchez wants me to, but I'm going to torture him. No, just kidding. I have the other set. It's downstairs, and I have to take the laptop because right now I'm on a laptop on the phone. It's a pain in the ass, so we're not going to do that today. But we're going to get this back into the box. So I thought that was a nice thing. Also, this I like. Hi, Lou. Thank you for ordering this classic Mr. Action set. Did I pay I paid a fair price for this. The set's fair. And with the box, I would say I did quite okay. Or maybe better than okay. And the fact that all these pieces are here and the string is fantastic. What wasn't cheap was the shipping to get it here from Canada. And also the fact that I had to pay a little bit of import fee, but I'm okay. For something of this, you know, sometimes I look at something and say, you know what, it's so hard to find. It's so rare and difficult to encounter that it's worth it to pay the extra money. You know what I mean? You know what I mean, Sanchez? Sanchez knows what I mean. Sanchez is all about the Benjis. He's all about the Benjis, Mr. Sanchez. All right, let's get this back in the box. So there you have it, little Mr. Action set. It's a pretty cool set. Not going to lie, this is going to be, Sanchez, this is number 10, I think. I think this is 10. Yeah, this is number 10. But love it. I love it. As cheap as it is, you know, the first time I saw it online, I'm like, oh, wow, that's cool. I've never seen that before. And I'll probably never see one again. However, I got fortunate and I was able to find them. And so here we have it. And now I have a hoarding collection, as Brian Sanchez would say. What did Sanchez say? Thanks, buddy. Hoarding is how much was the tariff? I think it was like $21. I mean, it's not life or death. I think it was 21, but yeah, I mean, it adds to it. So the price that was fair after the shipping and everything, now it's at a premium. But I'm not going to lie, this is only the second. I'm sorry, I did see another boxed one of these online, but the box was so beat to shit. I was like, there's no way I'm going to, I mean, the guy wanted it was more than this. And I'm like, it was missing pieces for one, and it was beat to shit. I'm like, how can you even think to charge that, charge for all that when it's not even close to complete? So I said, yeah, no, we're not doing that one. No, thank you. No, thank you, as my daughter would say. No, thank you, Dad. No, thank you. And no, we're not doing that. So I said, nope, that is not going to happen. It's not going to go through. We're just going to do what we have here. So we're going to get this back in the box. We're going to get Mr. Action back down. I'm going to go. The trickiest part is Sanchez and I were talking through our little group the other day, is that finding space is becoming a nightmare. And it's not that, you know, oh, poor me, I don't have any space because there's so much crap. It's just that it's difficult to find space. I think in collecting, part of the problem is the premium of real estate, where you're going to put all this stuff. So the box, like I said, it's a little tattered up. Still has a little bit of the original price sticker on it on this side. However, it looks great on the other side, and I'm very happy with it. This was a nice purchase. All right, Sanchez, what do you got in there? Let's see. A lot of eBay sellers are on dope. I agree. 10, talk about dedication. Oh my God, you're so funny. All right, hope everybody had a really great day. Thanks for watching. If you like it, then like it. If you don't. That's okay. But make sure you check out my boy Sanchez on 5150 Toys. G.I. Joe King of the World, Brian Sanchez. Also, the Sausage King of Chicago. Booyah. Have a good one.